So I don't think science should be like scientists should just be blindly believed. It is amazing the stuff people will go along with without ever even reading the science report or the data. And hear me out. I'm not saying science isn't real, like I need to wrap my head with aluminum foil and look for aliens. I'm just saying, like, I think people don't understand the timeline of stuff. Not too long ago, if, how you say this? Not too long ago, they were saying, oh, with your husband's approval, if a woman's just not doing what you want them to do, they must be crazy, and therefore we should do lobotomies. Like, that was not that long ago. Like, people were just, I'm just not even going to use anesthesia, or I'm not even going to wash my hands. A lot of the changes are that we've seen from science and doctors and stuff is fairly recent, because you only know what you know, and you some stuff you can only know with the right technology, and some of that technology is simply not here yet. So to just blindly believe whatever either a doctor, like a medical professional, tells you, which they're often proven right, but they're also often proven wrong. How many times do you hear, oh, the doctor said I only had a few months and they live years? They don't know everything because they're human. And to blindly just put your faith in another person because, oh, I have a degree. The degree means that they have a certain level of discipline and they have a certain level of knowledge. But there's levels to this stuff. It's levels to it. And you're never going to have the God level. You're never going to know everything. It's all going to be hindsight. It's all going to be, we're working with the best that we know now. So I really, really, really don't understand that. Like, I don't understand it. And then people get offended when other people push back. Like, oh, you should just blindly believe whatever the scientists tell you. What are we talking about the same? Like, have you actually looked up asylums and how special needs people were treated, or what they consider special needs? So it wasn't long enough, in my opinion, that people weren't trying to call people's witches and under demonic attack just because someone might have had epilepsy. And there are a lot of health issues now coming out about women simply because back in the day, not long enough ago, in my opinion, that they didn't just simply write it off as a woman just complaining and making up stuff. They minimized the births and how hard they are, even though the death rate is quite high with that. They minimize like a lot of stuff for women, like a lot, and it's just now coming out, like the reports, us being looked into. I remember reading something where they said, I think even with seatbelts, like a lot of stuff was just based off of men or something like that. But that's not the point. It's not about, oh, this gender versus that gender. It's just to blindly believe in science, to blindly believe in a doctor or a sheet of paper, because a person can be extremely talented and extremely smart, and no one's taking that gift away from them. They can be the elite mentally of the rest of us. It does not mean they know everything. It does not mean that everything's been tested. There's so much stuff we don't know, and I just can't understand how you can believe them. Like, I remember a pharmacist telling me how even people with C's still can get, their degree. It's not like you're required to get all A's, to mess around with people's medication. People make mistakes, and to just sit here and be like, talk trash to another human being just because, oh, well, I have a degree. Okay. Like, I don't know, it's just weird to me. Like I said, I'm not against science, I'm not against progression, but we gotta like really remember like the timeline of stuff. Like, it's a lot of stuff to unpack in Americans' history, and a lot of it was uncalled for if we actually believed in God. Like, you just can't convince me. Because, okay, here's one example. Multiple times in Old Testament, it warns you about mistreating strangers and mistreating foreigners, right? Because you once were a foreigner in your land, is how it was stated, right? But is American culture not exploiting and harming people just because you don't agree or because they're different? You can't tell me that's a smart society. Like, they did the Native Americans wrong, they did the Europeans wrong. It's like only select Europeans, and we all know which ones got good treatment. But I mean, Italians got treated like crap. Who is it? Irish people got treated like crap. Africa as a whole treated like crap. If I'm correct, I think at a certain point, Jewish people as well. I know I'm not talking about like the Hitler thing, but like in America, I want to say there was history with them too. I just can't remember. But it's just like, oh, Japanese people treated bad. They had those camps. Um, Muslim people, gay people. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes I just think America's sick, like real sick. Like we've treated, and I know like the first thought I'm thinking is who's this we, but I mean work with me here, right? The sheer mistreatment of people, and then they go along with it, and then you're blindly believing in people, like whether it's a doctor, a politician, a scientist, someone that you think is mentally astute. It's just mind blowing to me. Like the fact that we're not concerned, and the fact that a lot of that history is kind of like not talked about is a crying shame. But anyway, I'm just like randomly talking. But I definitely think, I just, how you say, I mean, we even had children working in factories. You know, we have to literally make government stuff like OSHA, because if a person can pretty much treat you like a slave, they will. Like the fact that we need a government agency and to put rules in place and all this other crap to stop someone from mistreating you and putting you in harm's way to get back to a family that we supposedly value as a society is concerning. Is concerning. Some stuff shouldn't have had to been made, because common sense should tell you, hey, we're just not gonna do that, bro. We're not gonna do that. The stuff we'll allow is go along with, I don't know, very very sheepish in my opinion. Just very sheepish. I'm gonna go along to get along. And I'm kind of convinced part of that problem is because we all in some pissing contest with each other. Everyone wants to feel like God on earth, and I don't understand that, because if you really want to be God on earth, you take care of your community, not be in some weird pissing contest like, ooh, I'm better than you. Ooh, look at what I have. That's gotta be so stupid. You're gonna do something just so other people can be like, ooh, look at what they got. That's what we're doing now. Like, and they've been doing it for years. Anything to look like what's wrong with honest work? What's wrong with getting a little dirty or a little dark because you work outside? What's wrong with that? Like, I don't understand. But you got people out here like bleaching their skin, like harming themselves, cutting off perfectly healthy body parts and trying to staple them back together. And sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes you're literally born with a deformity. You literally have an illness, and we're trying to help give you a better quality of life as society, right? But it just seems like a lot of people, like, up to a point, like, bro, it's just money. Like, up to a point, right? Up to a point where you can keep a roof over your head, or eat food, dress appropriately for the weather so you're not getting like exposure. Like, you just can't tell me you're buying a thing. Why do you need a like, if the car isn't functioning better and flying off the ground, why do you need $1 million car? Now, some people just like cars, and that's different. Some people just like that stuff, but most people, they don't have a genuine like for a lot of that crap. They just want to be able to think I'm better than the next person. You're not. You're not. You're nobody's better than the next person. Maybe morally, but I mean, stuff isn't gonna make you better than the next person. That's fucking nuts. Like, it's nuts. Like, the fact that you think if your house is bigger than your neighbor's house, you're better than them. No, you're just taking up more fucking space. That's all you're doing. You're just taking up space. That's nuts. Just get the car you like. Get the car that fits your needs. Get the house that fits your needs. If you need a bigger house because you're gonna have your parents and people staying with you, cool. If you want a small little shack, cool. Like, I mean, if it's what you want, if it fits your needs, like, when did being just practical go out the window? I don't understand. Living below your means, nothing's wrong with that. Why do you need 50 cups? Now, if you're just into collecting cups, cool. But I mean, are all y'all really into collecting cups, or is it just like you want to have a cult? Because I see way too many people trying to have like this mean girl act, like I'm the main person. That was TV. Do you understand that was just for entertainment? That's not how you really supposed to live your life. It was television. It was a program. Now you done programmed your mind into thinking like, oh, like I'm gonna just walk around and do what exactly? Like, why are you trying to show off? Because at that point, to me, that's a mental illness. If everything about your life is invested in what somebody else in their life is thinking about your life, that just sounds like a mental illness. Why are you not happy with your own quality of life? Why are you not satisfied with what you have? God gave you food, clothes, shelter. It fits your needs, whatever. You might have family, you might have friends, and you still upset because someone didn't it's not jealous of you. Why do you want people jealous of you? Why do you want people to envy you and watch you and praise you? Like, you don't praise yourself. You don't be like, oh, I did a good job today, or oh, my skincare routine is working, or oh, look how healthy my hair is. I just don't understand it. I really don't understand it. I don't want to understand it. I don't need to understand it. Okay, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. You should try to understand things, or at least educate yourself on things. But I don't want to become those things. I'll say that, because not educating yourself on stuff can be quite reckless. But I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't. It's just not necessary. Get what you need to fit your needs. We don't all need. We, it just makes me think of that saying, there's enough for everyone's need, not enough for everyone's greed.